In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to tie my Snallygaster with cheese streamer. Extremely effective. I had more fish chase this today than you can imagine. White perch, yellow perch, bluegill, largemouth bass, striped bass, smallmouth bass. Some of the biggest fish I have had the opportunity to see in the Potomac this year went after this fly. Super easy. You can get most of these materials at your local fly shop. It's called the Snallygaster with cheese, Snallygaster. It's a mythological Potomac River monster. It comes out of the river at night. It eats children. It's called with cheese because I added ultra suede tail, a skirt, changed up the hook. You want to fish this with a non-slip mono loop, preferably on an 8-weight and up. Sink tip if you want it to get down, or floating if you want it to walk the dog at the surface. Ingredients: Matsuo America X-wide J-bend worm hook, tungsten or brass cone. These are from wholesaleflycompany.com. Gonna write that down, aren't you? The body's made out of Crystal Flash chenille. I know it says purple, but this is the chartreuse bag. I like this stuff because it's fibrous. It's got kind of prickly cactus type body to it, and it's nice, well-rounded, 360 degrees. Grizzly flutter legs. I'm going to use Stained by Sharpie. These are one of the only fabric pens you don't have to iron to have the color set. I'm going to use 210 denier. I'm going to use two different bobbins, chartreuse and black, in my right bobbin. And the weight is going to be this, non-toxic wire. And get this stuff by the pound online. And the tail is going to be just ultra suede, cut to shape. You can get that from Hairline Dubbin dealers. It's the Pat Cohen Square. It's a Regal vise. All I'm going to do is drop the fly out of there. I'm going to take my hook. I'm going to put the cone on it. Regal vise. Remember why I use it? It doesn't go anywhere. Now I'm going to take that non-toxic wire, start wrapping the body. I want this fly to have some weight to it because the materials are mostly buoyant. Today I was fishing at low tide on the incoming tide, so I didn't really have to worry too much about this going too deep. The fish mostly took it about 6 inches under the surface. And when I say these fish were big, I missed some hogs today. Threw it at a couple of snakeheads, and they could care less. Largemouth, smallmouth were landed. Stripers, yellow perch, white perch, bluegill, all chased it. I'm going to take my black thread now and start wrapping right here. If you wanted to add a loop of 30-pound hard mono to keep the fly from fouling, you can absolutely do that. I'm going to start tying in my pieces of chenille. 1, 2. Don't worry if it's messy. You're going to cover this all up. 3. I want these to be about 6 to 7 inches long. Now I'm going to stand up and I'm going to braid these. You can fast forward this if you want. I'll try and do as fast as I can. This is how the fly is as of today's date. In the future, I will probably change it up, add some other things to it, maybe a lip. I might add onto it a trailing hook because it's hard to set the hook when these fish are gently inhaling it. I'm tying this in chartreuse because, well, it hasn't stopped raining here in almost 3 weeks, so I need to be able to see my flies. So there we have this big braided piece. I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to take my chartreuse bobbin on that nub. I'm going to take this and just start wrapping. I'm going to throw some half hitches onto it. If you just noticed, little pieces of crystal flash from the chenille are coming off. This is a messy material, but it's really durable. It lights up well in the water. All right, sitting back down. I'm going to reel this up. I'm going to take my ultra suede. I'm going to lay it down right here. Start wrapping. Give it some tension. Again, half hitch. You can absolutely put some super glue or some Loon on this knot, but I like it the way it is. I'm going to trim that. I'm going to trim off any extra behind it. Now I'm going to take my chartreuse. Neat thing about this, I don't know what the fish see, but you put it with the UV light, it glows. This stuff's going to get all over your hands, so you might want to put it on a surface beforehand and mark it up. This is from the multi-pack of several colors. You can also buy these individually at your craft store. Be sure to get your Michaels and AC Moore coupons from their online apps. Let's do a little bit of green on here too. Might even add some flash to that tail down in the future. Okay, now I'm going to take a fourth piece of the crystal flash. I'm going to lay it down. We're going to make a nice body with this. A couple extra wraps right at the front, just to give it a little bit more bulk. 1, 2, 3. Are you using too many wraps? Building up big flies when you're not supposed to? All right, now we're going to take those grizzly flutter legs. We've got one set of rubber legs here. Cut that in half. We're going to split it, just like we did with the Reaper fly. We're going to take this, tie it in right there, fold back if it stays. If not, you can cut it off. Rotate. Take the other half of that skirt. Gonna start wrapping it here. And I'm probably just gonna leave those on there to help get that walk the dog action. Fish this with a non-slip mono loop. I was using my Orvis Recon 7-foot 11-inch 8-weight bass rod today to fish those tight urban places. There you have it. That's my Snallygaster with cheese. It is my skirted version of a bass worm. It's pretty awesome. You can buy these through my website if you don't know how to tie them yourself. robsnowhite.com. Hey, let's throw that up there. Boom. Fished this along the monuments in Washington, D.C. today, and it was awesome. There you have it. All right, folks. Until the next tutorial, take care.